Father of lies. When we lie, even casually, we imitate the wrong father. Embrace honest simplicity. If the truth will disappoint someone, say it gently. If you don't know an answer, say so. If you made a mistake, admit it. Telling the truth might feel uncomfortable at first, but it strengthens your character and your relationships. Honesty brings freedom. God blesses the believer whose words can be trusted, because truth creates a strong foundation for every other area of life. Number 4. Envy and comparison. We compare our bodies, our marriages, our careers, our homes, our ministries, often without realizing it. Social media makes comparison feel natural, but spiritually, it's deadly. James 3:16 says, "Where envy exists, there is disorder, and every evil practice." Envy is not just wanting what others have, it's resenting their blessings, feeling inferior, or secretly hoping they fail. Comparison steals joy, distorts identity, and distracts you from your calling. It convinces you that God is doing more for others than for you. Whenever envy rises, bless the person you're comparing yourself to. Speak life over them. Then thank God for what He's doing in your own life, even if it's still in process. And if social media fuels comparison, limit your time or unfollow accounts that trigger insecurity. Your story is unfolding exactly as God intends. You don't need someone else's blessing. You need your own. When you let go of comparison, you make room for God to grow you. Number 5. Holding on to offense. In today's culture, everyone is offended by something. But offense turns into bitterness quickly, and bitterness is spiritual poison. Hebrews 12:15 warns that bitterness defiles many. Holding on to offense keeps you stuck in hurt, replaying conversations, assuming motives, and creating invisible walls around your heart. Christians normalize offense by saying, "I'm not mad, I just won't deal with them." But avoidance is not healing. Offense traps you in a cycle of emotional and spiritual heaviness. Learn to forgive quickly. Forgiveness isn't saying what happened was okay. It's choosing not to carry the weight anymore. Pray, "Lord, help me release this offense," even if your emotions haven't caught up yet. Your heart heals as you obey, not as you feel ready. You were not created to carry offense. When you release others, you release yourself. Freedom begins with forgiveness. Number 6. Neglecting prayer. Many Christians don't pray unless something is wrong. But prayer isn't a crisis hotline. It's daily communion. The Bible tells us to pray without ceasing. When you neglect prayer, you become spiritually malnourished. You lose discernment, peace, guidance, and strength. The enemy doesn't need to destroy your faith. He just needs to distract you from prayer. A prayerless Christian is a powerless Christian, and many believers have normalized a lifestyle with minimal communion with God. Set 3 prayer checkpoints in your day: morning, midday, and before bed. Even 2 minutes at each point creates spiritual consistency. As you build the habit, prayer becomes natural, not forced. Prayer keeps your heart aligned with God. When you prioritize speaking to Him, you gain clarity, strength, and supernatural peace. Number 7. Justifying sexual sin. Modern culture treats sexual sin as normal, even among Christians. Lust, porn, emotional affairs, crossing boundaries, premarital sex, these are often dismissed as struggles, not sins. But 1 Corinthians 6:18 says, "Flee sexual immorality." Not flirt with it, not manage it. Flee from it. Sexual sin damages the soul, distorts intimacy, and invites shame and confusion. What feels normal to culture is still sin to God, and the enemy uses secrecy to keep believers trapped. Set clear boundaries. Filter what you watch. Avoid situations that create temptation. Seek accountability from someone spiritually mature. Replace lustful thoughts with Scripture. Sexual purity requires intentionality, but God strengthens those who seek holiness. Purity isn't about restriction, it's about freedom, clarity, and intimacy with God. He can restore any area you surrender to Him. Gossip divides. Complaining blinds you. Lies damage your integrity. Comparison steals joy. Offense poisons your heart. Prayerlessness weakens your spirit. Sexual sin traps your soul. These behaviors might feel small, but they shape your spiritual life in powerful ways. When you choose obedience in the everyday things, God elevates you in the bigger things. Holiness begins with awareness. Transformation begins with surrender.